welcome to the Answer Studio. Today I want to show you how to put together this balloon number pillar with no helium and no balloon stand required. So let's jump right into the making of this. I'm using an electric balloon inflator and a sizer box to get all of my balloons prepped, and if you'd like to learn how to make a DIY sizer box, I'll have that linked above. The base of this column is made from 16 11-inch balloons, and I need all of those to be 8 inches in diameter. So I'm going to inflate my balloon and then press it up against the 8-inch hole in my sizer box. Slowly let air out of it until it just fits through, and then I'm going to tie that off. Now I'm making a 3-color spiral design, so I need to inflate 8 of these pink balloons, 4 of these wintergreen balloons, and 4 of these wildberry balloons, all to 8 inches in diameter. Next we need to tie all these balloons into pairs, and to create a pair you need to take the nozzles of 2 balloons, wrap them around twice, and tie them together in a simple knot. Now when I'm creating these pairs, I want to tie all of my pink balloons together into pairs, and then I'm going to tie 1 wintergreen balloon and 1 wildberry balloon together into a pair, as this will give us the correct combination of colors for our quads. Now to make a quad, I'm going to take 1 pair of each color set and overlap them so that the nozzles touch in the center, and then I'm going to take 1 balloon from each of those pairs and wrap them around each other, and that will secure them together into a quad. And then I'll repeat this step until I have 4 quads that look just like this. I'm topping my column with a 42-inch tall silver mylar number 1 balloon, but you could use any balloon that's between 30 and 42 inches in size. Now I'm going to lay this flat on the table with the valve facing up, and an important thing to remember when you're inflating mylar balloons is that valve extends quite a few inches into the balloon, and you want that to be nice and flat, because if you bend it, it can prevent the air from getting inside the balloon. So I'm just going to use my hand pump to fully inflate my number 1 balloon until it's nice and taut. Once I've got it fully inflated, I'm then going to go around the edges and remove all of these little tabs that you see on the number balloon. These make great attachment points if you want to add extra embellishments to your balloon number, but as I'm not planning to, I'm just going to take my pair of scissors and cut it away, and that'll give me a nice clean edge all the way around my number. Now while I've got this on the table, I also want to tuck away the valve. So with the valve opening facing up, I'm going to take a 24-inch long piece of curling ribbon, or you could also use an empty 260 balloon, and lay it across the very end of this valve and roll the valve up around that curling ribbon all the way up until it's touching the body of the balloon. Then I'm going to take the 2 ends of that curling ribbon and tie them together in a double knot. And not only will this hide away the valve so you can't see it, I'll also leave the tails of this ribbon in place, and that'll give me a way to tie the number balloon to the base in just a moment. The way to keep our column upright without a stand is by adding weight to the bottom. This can be done by either using a balloon weight like I am today, or a double stuffed water balloon that we attach to the bottom. Now I'll be securing all my balloons together using some curling ribbon, but you could always use an empty 260 or fishing line. So I'm going to take the very end of my curling ribbon and tie it with a double knot to my balloon weight. This will make up the base of our structure, and we'll build everything on top of this. So with your curling ribbon in one hand, you're going to take your first quad, and we're going to nestle the nozzles of that quad right up against the top of the balloon weight where the ribbon and the balloon weight meet. While holding that in place, snugly wrap the ribbon around a couple of the balloons at the base in a figure-8 pattern, and this will secure the weight to that first quad. I'm going to grab my second quad and make sure the balloon colors are in the same combination as the first quad, so it goes green, pink, berry, pink. I'm going to lay that directly on top of the first quad, aligning all of the colors, and then I'm going to rotate that second quad clockwise so it sits in the gap between the balloons below it, and the colors are 1 spot clockwise from the color below it. So I'm going to lay that back on top, making sure I align those colors. Gently press down on the quads so all the balloons are nice and snug, and then I'm going to take that ribbon, making sure it's touching the central nozzles of that second quad. I'm going to wrap it around a balloon in the current quad, and then I'm going to wrap that ribbon around a balloon in the quad below it before going back up and wrapping it around a balloon in the current quad. By doing this around the current quad and going back down, it secures the 2 layers together. As I continue to build the column, I'm going to repeat these steps, always paying close attention to my color placement. So align those colors, rotate it 1 spot clockwise, and you can really begin to see that spiral taking shape. I love how versatile this column can be. If you don't want to use 3 colors, you could always use 2 or 4 to suit whatever color scheme or theme you have for your party. These are wonderful for birthday parties, graduations, or even New Year's, depending on how many columns you make. So once you've got the base of your column balloons all tied together, we can then take the very end of our ribbon, wrap it in a figure-8 pattern around 2 of the balloons in that top column, and trim away any excess. Now we can crown the column with our balloon number. I'm going to center this right on top of the column, making sure I nestle that balloon down in between two of our latex balloons. Then take one end of the curling ribbon that was attached to our balloon number, snugly wrap it around two balloons in that top quad, and then rotate it around and do the exact same thing with the other end of the ribbon, making sure you keep even tension between the two sides so we don't accidentally tilt our number to one side or the other. If you enjoyed today's easy column build, you should check out this video next, and I'll see you in a future project.